It's been claimed recently that misconceptions of those serving in the armed forces and their struggles after leaving the army, we've heard so much about vets who suffer mental anguish, is driven by TV and film, and it is damaging veterans' lives. The poll conducted by Help for Heroes, which is an amazing organisation, shows that UK adults are very likely to select negative words when describing military veterans with PTSD, such as burnt out, unbalanced, or a danger to themselves. Do we really use language like that for people who've defended us? Storylines often showing veterans as broken and unable to cope with reintegrating into our society aren't helpful and cause, actually, that PTSD to intensify and get even worse. Awareness Day, Help for Heroes, is calling on TV and film companies to help us bust the myth that veterans with mental health issues are mad, bad and sad, when the majority lead positive and fruitful lives after they've served your country. And perhaps we should also think that even if they have had difficulties, should we not be doing more to integrate them back into society? Delighted to be joined now. You notice I'm getting 2 guests at a time because I can't speak. Colin Preece, a chartered psychologist for Help for Heroes, and David Dent, MBE, a former medic in the British Army. Gentlemen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Which one's Colin?
Hi.
Put your hand up. Excellent. We don't have it on the screen. It's not their fault. Thank you very much indeed. I think what I took from that survey, Colin, is that a lot of people would assume that veterans... I would say we go from A to Z, the British public. We either don't even think about it or we think they're all so affected and mad and are begging on the streets. I've long said, genuinely, that we should be doing more. Most definitely. Can you tell us about the sorts of problems people would have upon leaving active service?
A lot of veterans leave active service and don't have any problems at all. It's only a small minority that we're talking about that do suffer, and that can either happen shortly after leaving or many years down the line. And that is the reason that we're really running this campaign. We've spoken to the veterans and we've surveyed them, and we're finding that a lot of people are having negative effects in their lives. The stereotypes that you mentioned, these broken, angry, unable to fit into society's stereotypes, are actually having a direct and negative impact on veterans' lives and really affecting them.
What you mean in terms of them maybe getting a job or getting an opening because people think they're all affected by the problems that things that they've seen. It's an interesting thing though, isn't it? If I can bring in David Dent, MBE, former medic in the British Army. David, welcome to the show. For years I didn't think there was enough said about veterans. Now there's an implication from what Colin is saying that there is too much almost being said and assumed, if you like, and so people now assume that every veteran is traumatised and affected. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of problems with misportraying things. I think, as Colin said, most people transition, they do well. They're really successful parts of businesses, of society. People have been adversely affected. You know, if they can access the healthcare and that healthcare is suitable, you know, then they can come out the other side of that treatment, just like any other illness. And be effective. And I'm somebody who speaks from personal experience, having both been physically injured in combat and also suffered a psychological injury. You know, I sought help for PTSD, and it's not impacted my work, my employment. And actually, I've gone on to have a very successful career after leaving. But I think it adds to the kind of unconscious bias that sits out there in society. If you're bombarded with negative portrayals, some of that's going to seep in, and you may just think twice about, should I give this person a job because I saw this, or, you know, but even it filters through to healthcare professionals, to other professionals that veterans may end up by dealing with.
Do you think that we as a society understand, Colin, what it takes to have been in the armed forces? Do you think that we need more information? Do you think that's one of the problems? I mean, I'm very pro the armed forces, but I wouldn't say I know huge amounts of what happens to many servicemen and women after they leave. Do you think we can do more as a society for them?
I think we can definitely do more, and that's part of this campaign.
Yeah.
we're not saying to the media companies, the film companies, don't do drama.
No.
We're saying to them, try and keep things balanced, show the positives, show the veterans who are doing well, show the veterans who have recovered and go on to lead very successful lives. So we're saying, help us, help the heroes, educate the public.
David, just to finish, what would your message be to the public about veterans in their entirety, men, women of all ages who leave? Do you want more understanding? Do you want more help? Do you want us to stop judging? What is it for you as an ex-armed forces personnel? What would you want differently from the people in the United Kingdom?
So I think don't make snap judgments on sort of snippets of information. You know, really try to understand. I mean, I think that you know, once people's misconceptions of somebody who runs around shouting orders, you know, the reality of having somebody who's resourceful, on time, efficient, well managed in your organisation is a fantastic asset. So don't be fooled by the misconceptions that are out there. You know, find out some more, go meet some people, find out, you know, business leaders who have been successful and listen to them.
I completely agree. Gentlemen, thank you. I think more than anything, I mean, Help for Heroes is such an incredible organisation. And I think that any light that's shone on vets is important. I take the point. We want to be very open-minded in how we approach it. But to me, the most important thing is that we're aware of these people, we're talking about these people, and we're doing our best to make sure that their integration back into society is made as easy as possible. 0344 499 1000. Your text